What's going on, guys? Crypto Lark here. Today we're going to be talking about Loopring. Very exciting stuff. We're looking at what they're doing with their team, what the competition's like, just what the heck Loopring actually does, all that and more after a quick shout out to everyone who has been hitting that like button. Of course, to all the subscribers, new and old. And if you're not subscribed yet, there's a button right just down below there. Go ahead and hit it up. And of course, if you want to up your support, you can always follow me along over on steemit.com or become a patron over on Patreon. Of course, big shout out to Ben Tao, the newest patron over there on Patreon. Really appreciate your support. So thank you so much for that. And of course, quick disclaimer, guys, this is not professional financial advice. This is just a dude talking about cryptocurrencies. Let's get into it. So, what the heck is Loopring and what does it do? Decentralized exchange and open protocol. Loopring is a protocol, and that's the thing we need to keep in mind here. They're not setting up an exchange. There will not be a Loopring exchange. They are facilitating exchange in a decentralized manner. It is a back-end product, essentially. You as a user probably won't even realize you're using Loopring when they start operating for different decentralized exchanges, but you will be using Loopring technology. It'll be like a lot of other programs that you use potentially every day, but you don't even know you're using them because they're all back office kind of things. And Loopring is going to be one of those very things. Now, it's a very interesting project, and they are aiming to do a lot. Now, one thing that is very important to point out, and potentially a limiting factor at the start, is they're only dealing with ERC-20 tokens, so Ethereum-based tokens. Loopring itself is an ERC-20 token. Now look, the big thing we have to keep an eye out here for is this. They have some really good partnerships, obviously, with Qtum and Neo. Now, Qtum is trying to put itself between, Bitcoin and Ethereum, so their long-term plan is to be operational with every blockchain, obviously. And photos like this one here, hanging out with the NEM dudes over in Shanghai, it's coming. It'd be nice to see actually if NEM was one of the first blockchains they get in with. That would be great for NEM, great for Loopring as well. So pretty cool photo. I like that. Now look, we need to get into some of the details here of how it actually works. Basically, your money will not go on an exchange with decentralized exchanges. Instead, you will transact outside of the exchange. Now, this helps defer risk for basically everybody involved. It defers risk for the exchange. It defers risk for you as well. You keep the money in your account and you trade out from there. Now, there's a lot of other bonuses that come with this as well. Things like ring matching, which really is about a pooling of orders in order to lower exchange fees. That's a quite simple way to look at ring matching. Actually very powerful, Order sharing as well. So this would let you do things like, say you want to get 10 Ethereum, for example, and you're buying that with your Loopring, let's say. Now look, if you go to just one exchange, you're basically stuck with the price that's at that exchange. But with order sharing and the whole concept of Loopring, you would actually be able to get the best prices at 10 different exchanges. So, okay, someone's got some Ethereum for sale over on BitShares, for example, and you buy some over there. But the next best price actually is not on BitShares, it's over on Binance. And so, you get some from over there. And so it goes back and forth and gets you the best price around the exchanges. I think that's really fantastic because sometimes you see the arbitrage going on between exchanges and there can be pretty big differences in some coins sometimes. So it would actually be really good to see this protocol that actually goes above that and helps really alleviate this pressure on traders to try and find the best price even on the exchange, which is kind of crazy. So obviously this in the end means more profit for traders, minimized fees, helps eliminate counterparty risk as well. Now, counterparty risk, what the heck is counterparty risk? Counterparty risk is the problem of the other party not holding up to their contract. Now, not such a big problem when you go to like Bittrex, for example, but there are situations in which that could be problematic on such a decentralized, trustless exchange area. And so they seek to alleviate that as well, setting everything up in smart contracts. Come read through the white paper. They give a lot of details about how those kind of smart contracts work, what happens with timeouts and different things like this. So it's a very smart, clever white paper. It's, you know, tough to read at times. It's very technical, but it's well worth the read if you are interested in investing in Loopring. Do come over here and check it out. It's actually quite interesting what they're trying to do. Fairly active social media, which of course always to be appreciated. The guys over at Loopring are launching something called, this is hilarious, the Fellowship of the Ring. It'll of course be officially funded by the Loopring Foundation. Now this is, in, as they say, in the same spirit of the city of Zion. So this is basically a community of developers working on Loopring, trying to attract those open source developers to their platform, and they'll of course be rewarded in Loopring tokens. So that's great. I'm really happy to see that. So if you'd like to you know, get in the council and defeat Sauron and, you know, take down Mordor, get amongst the guys if you're a developer. A lot of great opportunities out there for developers in the crypto space. You know, a lot of crypto companies that are giving out awesome rewards, of course, in their coins. You know, Neo is always giving out fantastic rewards, for example, and a lot of other coins are too. So Loopring is just one of the many. One of the many. Giving out a bi-weekly developer update. I really like coins that stay active and update people on what the heck's going on and say, hey, we've been doing this, check this out. Appreciated, guys. Appreciated. Team's pretty sweet. A lot of guys ex-Google, ex-PayPal, really good in that space, but everybody has got the most excited about this because of who some of the advisors are. Oh, who's this guy? Da Hong Fei. Oh, he's the founder of Neo. This has obviously caused a lot of stir in the space, and I think is one of the reasons why people are really putting themselves behind Loopring and getting excited about Loopring, because obviously Neo is a fantastic project. Everyone's super excited about Neo, super bullish on Neo, and to see, you know, Da Hong Fei being an advisor to this, of course, fantastic. The other advisors are good too, but obviously the name everyone is looking at here is Da Hong Fei, and so he's added a lot, I think, to the credibility of this entire project. Roadmap, pretty simple. Pretty simple. Obviously, at the moment, they are just looking at trying to get listed on exchanges. We're going to talk about some of the drama with that here in a minute. But still, next year, still a lot of stuff coming for them. Open source ring mining software, and they haven't even got a wallet yet, guys, but they want to launch their own trading wallet with the Loopring protocol. Watch out for that to come. That'll be great when it happens. You'll be able to trade all of your ERC-20 tokens off of their wallet using the Loopring protocol. That'll be a powerful tool. Still a lot to happen with Loopring. They're just getting started, guys. They're just getting started. Now, I covered this in my news video the other day, but I thought this was worth covering again because the city of Zion are going to be launching something called the Neon Meta Exchange. The Neon Meta Exchange. Now, this is going to be done in collaboration with the guys over at Loopring. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. So keep an eye on that project. Keep an eye on that project right there, guys. Now, Loopring, another one of those projects that came out at the exact wrong time. They basically launched, and then a few days later, the whole China thing happened. And so, for example, they were delisted from Binance per the request of the Loopring team, because of course they needed to keep in line with Chinese regulations, and of course so did Binance, had to keep in line with Chinese regulations. So they got delisted from Binance, and unfortunately they haven't been relisted there yet. Hopefully we'll get to see that at some point in the future, but After China canceled its ICOs, all the recent ICOs had to basically, you know, refund the investors, and they got delisted. Some other new favorites like Tron, for example, got hit by that as well, which is unfortunate, but this is what happens. It's China, guys. It's China. I like that in their white paper, they go to a lot of effort to actually talk about other decentralized protocols and basically what the problems are with those, and then how Loopring is going to improve on that situation. So they talk about BitShares, and of course BitShares has taken a real hit recently as a decentralized exchange, but they also talk about OX protocol, which is probably the most similar to Loopring. So I like how they actually go through and say, hey, you know what? Here is why basically we're better than OX protocol. So, for example, limitations like only being able to accept OTC orders, having unclear competing mechanism among different exchanges, and lacking a protection mechanism for miners. So, interesting. $100 million market cap, of course, for the OX protocol. So they're not doing bad by any means over there. And of course, they talk about why they're better than Bancor as well. Again, you guys can come over here and check out the white paper and read through the details if you're interested in learning a bit more about some of those specific details about why they think they're better. If you are a Loopring protocol holder, there's an interesting opportunity they have going right now. It's called the Long-Term Incentive Program. If you want to get yourself some Loopring, and if you want to get it earning interest for you, you can invest in basically a deposit. So you deposit your money with them for a period of between 18 and 36 months from the time of the original deposit, and they will pay you out an interest payment on that. Interesting. And then of course you'll get your deposit back after the 18 to 36 month period, whatever period you decide to invest for. That's an interesting opportunity. It's currently being offered. It will run out. The midterm incentive program, for example, has already been suspended, but it's still open for participation for the long-term project if that's something you want to get involved in. Now look, there's 1.4 billion of these in total supply. Only a small portion currently in circulating supply, so we will see over time more and more of those come in. Market cap is only at 52 million at the moment, which isn't super high. Remember, OX protocol is almost at 100 million. Bancor is almost at 100 million as well. These protocols seem to be very popular at the moment. Obviously, this kind of back office technology will be institutionally important in a massive way for decentralized exchanges. Of course, I suppose the question would be, why would decentralized exchanges simply not implement this very technology themselves? Why do they need Loopring? But you might say the same about a lot of different software programs. Why don't you just develop your own software program? Well, why would we when someone else has already done it? So perhaps that's something you can keep in mind as well if you're going to be investing in Loopring. Although it's a very interesting project. I really do like it. Although it's, you know, it's again one of those things. Would you use this? Is this something that in your day-to-day life you go, well, I'm going to go use my Loopring? Well, maybe when they have their wallet going, actually. When they have their exchange wallet going, that's a potentially very powerful tool and a real game changer in the space, actually. You wouldn't even need to go to an exchange. Just trade straight out of your Loopring wallet. When they get that going, wow. Very early days for Loopring. Potentially a really good time to invest. Obviously, not trading on too many exchanges at the moment because, of course, it has been delisted from, for example, Binance, but it's trading on enough exchanges at the moment. Seeing a bit of an upsy downsy in its trading so far, of course, a bit back down. If you're going to try and pick yourself up some Loopring, I'd say you can probably get it back down at these prices over here, which is sort of around the 1,500 Satoshi mark. Not too far away from that now. We're at 3,000 Satoshis currently. May not go back down that far, though. It really may not go back down that far. But if you take this on a long-term perspective, remember, most of their stuff isn't even coming out till next year. If you really want to go big, get yourself some Loopring, get a few thousand of them, take them up on that investment offer, throw them in, 18 months later, come back, collect your money, with a bonus. And by then, Loopring should have actually taken off. Their wallet will be out. They'll actually be implemented in some different exchanges using their protocols. So that would be my recommendation with this one. If you are going to get involved, take them up on their offer. But you got to keep in mind, your money will be locked up for 18 to 36 months, whatever you decide to have it locked up for. So that's something to keep in mind as well. But otherwise, a very interesting project, Loopring. Guys, what do you think about Loopring? Hit me up down below. Be really, really curious to see what you guys think about this. Too much risk because it's Chinese? I don't think so. I think it's gonna do okay. Really interesting tech idea here. So guys, that's all from the Crypto Lark. Thank you so much for tuning in. Long live the blockchain, and peace out till next time, guys.